What if one missile could make China's entire Taiwan Strait defense grid blind, deaf, and useless in 90 seconds? A single Japanese hypersonic missile at Mach 6, 4,600 miles per hour, faster than a 50-calorie sniper bullet, could punch through China's S-400 defenses in 90 seconds flat. Beijing's radar net spans 250 miles across the Taiwan Strait today, but Japan's recent test proved their hyper-velocity gliding projectile beats it. Can one missile flip the entire Pacific balance? China's Fortress starts with HQ-9B batteries along Fujian, 125-mile range, 6 missiles per launcher, S-400 regiments. Back them to 250 miles, with 40 N6 interceptors climbing 185 miles high, battle-proven in Syria. Type 055 destroyers add 112 VLS cells with HHQ-9B, all fused by KJ-500 AWACS, orbiting 300-mile bubbles. F-35 stealth gets spotted by JY-27 volts VHF radars at 50 miles. Tomahawks at 550 miles per hour fall to HQ-10 CIWS shredding at 6 miles. If these hold, U.S. carriers stay 1,500 miles from Taiwan at Guam. The central question is, can Japan's HVGP overwhelm China's air defenses in a real conflict? Japan faces immediate threats from China's DF-21D Guam killer missiles, deployed in inland silos with 1,100-mile range, enough to strike U.S. Andersen Air Force Base from Fujian Province in minutes. H-6 Newton's bombers, nuclear-capable with CJ-20 cruise missiles, patrol routinely off Okinawa, just 400 miles from Japanese airspace, testing air defense response times. These aren't theoretical. 2025 PLA exercises, simulated strikes on Yokosuka Naval Base, home to the U.S. 7th Fleet flagship. Tokyo's counterpunch is unprecedented, a $32 billion missile defense budget surge by 2027, the largest since World War II. Central to this, the F-15J launched Hyper-Velocity Gliding Projectile, HVGP, co-developed with Lockheed Martin under the U.S.-Japan alliances. Upgraded F-15Js at Chitose Air Base, 42 airframes modernized with fly-by-wire and conformal tanks, carry 2 HVGP each, enabling 24 missile salvos from 500 miles inside contested zones. China fields the DF-17 hypersonic glider at Mach 10, a direct riposte with 1,500-mile reach from coastal mobile launchers. But Japan holds decisive edges. Forward basing across the Ryukyu chain keeps F-15 seconds within 500 miles of Taiwan, while U.S. Link 16 networks fuse E-2D Hawkeye data for real-time targeting. No such density aids PLA rocket forces, which face 12-hour reloads between salvos. But here's where it gets interesting. Japan's October 2024 Minamotorishima test didn't just validate flight. HVGP actively jammed simulated S-400 radar locks using onboard electronic warfare pods, mimicking U.S. MALD decoys. This wasn't a straight-line lob. The projectile executed 20 grams evasive skips while maintaining terminal accuracy. Transition to Chapter 1. HVGP ejects from F-15J at 50,000 feet. Solid rocket boosts to Mach 6, over 4,500 miles per hour, via scramjet sustainment, then skip glides unpredictably with plasma blackout sheaths. The Taiwan Strait's 100 miles vanishes in 80 seconds. China's S-400 requires 10 to 15 seconds to illuminate, track, and fire, a time they no longer have. Unlike Russia's sea-skimming Zircon, HVGP holds 50-mile mid-profile altitude, splitting low-high intercept envelopes. That same 2024 test hit 1,200 kilometers, sea targets within 10 meters. Japan, MOD release. Radar operators watch multiple blips vanish, hearts pounding as ripple-fired salvos overwhelm scopes. Even plasma temporarily blinds HVGP's own seekers for 10 seconds per maneuver. Yet Rand wargame models confirm 12 F-15 seconds saturate one S-400 battery, 8 confirmed kills via cheap $10K decoys against $2 million interceptors. Here's the kicker. China's VHF early warning radars literally can't paint plasma-shrouded targets. They scatter right off the ionosphere. HVGP's 500-pound shaped charge warhead doesn't just damage, it shreds YLC-8B radar masts like a 155mm artillery round through a pickup truck. China deploys 50+ of these mobile arrays along the Fujian and Zhejiang coasts, each scanning 360 degrees to 300 miles, while fusing data with OTHB skywave systems that bounce signals off the ionosphere for 1,800-mile early warning. Japan's attack unfolds in waves. The first salvo of 12 HVGP from F-2 fighters prioritizes JY-27 volts VHF radars, China's F-35 spotters, at 100-mile slant range from Okinawa. Second wave, 12 more, slams mid-course. Type 467 fire control arrays that S-400 launches. Blinded, China's S-400 regiments drop to desperate 20-mile optical IR backups, useless against low observable shapes in clouds or at night. CSIS 2025 Taiwan Wargame Projects 50 to 70% radar outage within a minute over the strait, collapsing command nets before HHQ-9 ship defenses spin up. Russia's Kinzhal survived Ukraine's Patriots by hugging terrain at 40 miles altitude. HVGP forces awkward high-altitude intercepts at 100+ miles, burning S-400 fuel reserves on partial tracks. Type 055 Captain's Nightmare mast-mounted Type 346 AESA radar erupts in flames 80 seconds after launch. Warning, bridge plunges dark, leaving 112 VLS cells firing blind. Crew scrambles to manual optics as CIWS whirs at ghosts. China's counter, mobile radars scatter in 2 minutes to highway vans. But Japan's basing density across 70 Ryukyu islands overwhelms relocation. CSIS baseline models confirm coastal batteries can't all escape saturation fire when 48 HVGP ripple from 2 air wings. Mobile doesn't mean invulnerable when F-15 seconds loiter 200 miles off Taiwan with 24-hour orbits. Here's what kept Pacific Command awake at night. If air-launched HVGP can gut radars this fast, imagine Soryu-class submarines scaling the same effect from underwater, completely untouchable by shore batteries. Soryu-class submarines, Japan's 18-hull lithium-ion fleet, silent at 20 knots for weeks, will carry 16 HVGP each by 2027 upgrades at Kure Naval Arsenal. Positioned 200 miles northeast of Shanghai in the East China Sea, a single Soryu ripple fires its full load in 30 seconds. Missiles pop to the surface, boost vertically, then terminal sprint at Mach 5 while weaving 20 grams evasive patterns, sharp enough to overload HQ-10 CIWS electro-optical trackers, spinning at 100 revolutions per minute. These aren't ship sinkers, precision guidance targets. Type 055, mast-mounted, Type 346A, AESA radars, disabling fire control without hull breach. Cost asymmetry crushes. Each HVGP costs $1.5 million, the price of 3 loaded SUVs, versus $20 million to reload one HQ-9B vertical launch cell. RIMPAC 2024 War Game results stunned. Analysts, hypersonic swarms sank or mission killed 40% of the Red Task Force before counter-battery fire could respond, forcing surviving destroyers to break formation. Destroyer crew chaos. Alarms scream incoming hypersonics. CIWS guns whir in the empty sky, while every screen blanks to black. 112 VLS cells suddenly useless without radar eyes. Captain orders hard turns, but submerged Soryu ghosts away at 40 knots. China's DF-21D carrier killer batteries threaten from shore with 1,100-mile Mach 10 quasi-ballistics, but Soryu-class evades saturation through layered oceanography, thermocline baffles, 2,000-foot dive limits for ASW sonars. Japan's decisive edge, F-15J squadrons reposition hourly from the Nansei Islands, while PLA rocket forces face 12-hour silo reloads between salvos. The surface navy suddenly faces 360 threats. What they built next shocked everyone. HVGP doesn't fight alone. Integrated with F-35 Mattel data links, RQ-180 stealth drones, bait radars 200 miles out while missiles close. Kawasaki Heavy Industries ramps production to 500 year by 2028 from Gifu plants. Pacific Shield 2025 drills proved it. 80% penetration against S-400 replicas. Japan MSDF after action. Planned carriers forced behind the Luzon Strait. China's DF-ZF gliders reach Mach 10 to 1,100 miles from mobile TELs, but lack Japan's 70-island basing density. Chinese admirals reckoning. Empty tactical screens force carrier doctrine rewrite. No surface group survives without air cover. Lasers counter seekers at 10 miles max, but HVGP standoff loiters at 50-plus miles. Japan's pacifist underdog status? Officially over since the 2022 policy pivot outpaced Beijing's mass production factories. Can Japan's HVGP overwhelm China's air defenses? Yes, decisively in the opening hour, when battles are won or lost. Mach 6 speed voids all reaction timelines, collapsing China's carefully layered S-400. HQ-9B kill chains from minutes to seconds. CSIS 2025 wargame projections confirm 50 to 70% radar outage within minute 1 across the Taiwan Strait. Achieved through F-15J air, launched precision strikes on coastal YLC-8B arrays. Soryu-class submarines force Type 055 destroyer dispersal 200 miles offshore, while integrated kill webs, F-35 MADL data links queuing RQ-180 drones and HVGP salvos ensure no single battery survives saturation intact. Japan's October 2024 Minami-Torishima test proved terminal accuracy within 10 meters against moving sea targets. Scale that to 48 missile waves, and Beijing's fortress cracks before HHQ-9 ship defenses complete first intercepts. Here's what you need to remember. The 3 implications that rewrite Pacific warfare forever. 1. 3 second decision windows doom static defenses forever. China's 250-mile radar perimeter, built over decades at $50 billion, becomes completely irrelevant when HVGP covers the Taiwan Strait's 100 miles in just 80 seconds. S-400 crews face physically impossible timelines. Illuminated with 92 N6 gravestone radar, acquire firm track, assign 40 N6 interceptors to the battery commander, all compressed from 3 minutes to 3 seconds. Plasma blackout sheaths around Mach 6 gliders scatter China's JY-27 volts VHF paints entirely, turning early warning into expensive noise. No battery relocation survives. F-15Js, orbiting 200 miles offshore from Ryukyu bases, Chitose, Naha, Miyako, with 8-hour loiter feeding live link 16 updates. Mobile YLC-8B arrays scatter to highways in 2 minutes, but Japan generates 48 HVGP salvos hourly from 70 islands. Static fortifications die first. PLA buried command vans surface blind. 2. Swarm economics bankrupt billion-dollar networks overnight. Each $1.5 million HVGP, the price of 3 loaded SUVs. Mission kills, a $20 million HQ-9B vertical launch cell with precision mass strikes. Add $10K infrared decoys, exhausting S-400s, 48-round magazines in single salvos, and China's $100 billion air defense investment evaporates. RIMPAC 2024 wargames prove the math. Hypersonic swarms crippled 40% of the Red Task Forces, before counter-battery fire could respond, forcing Type 055 destroyers to break formation 300 miles offshore. China can't mass-produce $2 million interceptors fast enough when Kawasaki builds 500 HVGP annually by 2028. Japan's entire annual production costs less than one Type 003 carrier. Beijing faces strategic insolvency when F-2 squadrons ripple 24 missiles every 15 minutes. 3. U.S. Japan. Kill webs turn single missiles into systemic dominance. Link 16 fusion creates unstoppable chains. E-2D Hawkeyes orbiting Okinawa Q. F-35 seconds via MADL data links. Witch Task RQ. 180 stealth drones baiting radars 200 miles out, queuing HVGP terminal seekers, all automated in seconds. Pacific Shield, 2025 drills, demonstrated 80% penetration against S-400 replicas. No planned carrier group survives 360-degree threats without perfect air cover. This isn't one weapon winning, it's a complete ecosystem where Mitsubishi F-15Js become airborne HIMARS, Soryu subs become underwater arsenals, and USP-8As become force multipliers. China's centralized C-4 ISR collapses under distributed kill webs spanning 1,000 miles. Future stakes escalate at warp speed, and they're already rewriting naval doctrine today. By 2030, the U.S. Air Force fields ARRW, Air-Launched Rapid Response Weapon, hypersonics from B-21 Raider bombers, carrying 200-plus-mile boost glide warheads that turn Guam into a 24/7 launch platform. China accelerates truck-mounted 500 kilowatts lasers with 10-mile effective range, tested against drone swarms in 2025, Taklamakan desert trials, close-in point defense that forces HVGP terminal maneuvers. Japan counters with next-generation solid fuel boost, glide vehicles reaching 2,000 kilometers from Ishigaki Island, marrying Type 12 missile motors to Wave Reader airframes for Mach 7 sprints. Carriers don't merely become obsolete, they already are. Type 003 Fujian sits 800 miles inland behind Hainan during heightened alerts, while USS Reagan orbits Okinawa at 500 miles minimum. Soryu-class submarines launching Mach 5 HVGP from thermocline cover, 2,000 feet below ASW detection, make surface groups sitting ducks. A single sub's 16-missile salvo mission kills 3 destroyers in 90 seconds. Scale to Japan's full 18-hull fleet, and no carrier survives the first strike. RAN-P-8. A Poseidon's already track PLAN task forces 1,000 miles out, queuing Tokyo's kill webs before YJ-18 anti-ship missiles leave the rails. Whoever controls the Taiwan Strait controls Asia's century. $20 trillion in semiconductors, 90% of advanced chips. Japan, holding the first island chain forces Beijing's navy into South China Sea choke points, where U.S. Virginia-class subs wait silently. The next carrier lost becomes the war's first monument. China's DF-41 ICBMs deter escalation, but losing Liaoning off the Miyako Strait triggers a domestic crisis. Xi's legitimacy rests on the undefeated PLA Navy. Japan's 2022 defense pivot forces this new reality. Beijing trades sea control for mainland survival. F-15J squadrons generate 200 HVGP sorties daily from 70 islands. Plan faces 12-hour reloads between DF-17 salvos. The underdog flipped the board. Tokyo dictates terms, while admirals in Qingdao rewrite textbooks. The next lost carrier proves who blinked first. Satellite photos already show empty piers. If Japan's hypersonic edge shocked you, smash that like button. Subscribe now. China's secret carrier killer drone swarm hits next week. Drop HVGP dominates in comments if Tokyo just rewrote the rules.